My favorite rap artist is Tech Nine.
Okay.
He definitely mixes a lot of different genres in his music as well. He's done rock, metal songs. He's even done dubstep songs as well. So I'd say a lot of my inspiration definitely comes from Tech Nine.
Would you say, is there, what about DJ wise, or would you still say Tech Nine?
As far as EDM or DJing, I would have to say Phase One. He's a metal dubstep producer. He blends a lot of heavy metal with his dubstep songs. Vorgor, he's another one of my favorite EDM artists as well. And I would say 12th Planet is pretty good as well. Yeah, it's a lot of different artists for me, really. I just try to venture into as many genres as possible and take something from them.
All right, so you say you started music with the Target World. So physically, how long have you been making music?
I would say that's pretty much been since 2010, 2009. That's probably when I first started actually playing on a drum set before I had my own.
Okay. So within about that, 11-year time span, what would you say, or do you have a favorite song that you have done?
Man, I have quite a few. I would have to say one of my favorite songs is probably on my unreleased album. I would say so. Definitely, I think it would be on that. Because I think this new album is my best work I've ever done.
Now, I can say that while listening to your music, I know some were inspired by the loss of your child.
Yeah.
Did you think in any way that like fueled you in making this some of your best work?
Oh yeah, definitely. I like to make a lot of hype songs and party music, but I really like to make more music on the deeper level. I like to make emotional music. So those type of events, or just I guess any kind of negativity, I like to draw from that and turn it into something positive, like making a really good song. I think that's what works best for me.
Now another thing I can say that, since we are in an area where a lot of local artists don't get their shine, so what can you say is something that can help expand that?
I'd say one thing that I feel like a lot of local artists probably don't pay attention to is running ads. I've learned here a lot over this past year that running a lot of promotion for yourself, like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and all that can really help get a following much quicker and get people on your channels or your profile a lot quicker than some of the other methods. And I feel like that's one thing I've learned here recently that a lot of local artists sleep on, including me. But that's something that I've really picked up on this year, and I'm pretty sure it's going to project my career in a much better direction.
Okay, now, like most artists, coming up, most artists that become, famous, I know everybody's local bringing this to get notoriety, get, fame, or get your music out there. What can you say would be your biggest goal with music?
If I can at least, I've always said this, if one person listens to my song and it impacts them in a way and really helps them change their life, or really helps them get through the day when they're having bad thoughts or anything, just help bring some sort of positivity to their day, I feel like my goal is.
Hey. And that's actually one of the things I've ever actually heard. What that was it. That took me away. That was actually kind of well, other than having someone listen to your music, what goals do you have musically?
I would say I want to. It's much more complex than just saying you want to be on the biggest stage in front of the biggest crowd.
Well, I mean, that's easy to say. I guess I'm saying like goal-wise, I mean, like, is there like a certain number of records you want to sell? Is there a certain like venue or show you want to play at? Is there, you know, most people want to get mainstream. Most people want to get, you know, recognition and money. Most people want to get, you know, like what I guess might be your biggest, I guess, like goal to reach musically. Like what do you want to touch that you can say, yeah, I did that?
I would say notoriety and being noticed are definitely up there. I don't really consider myself an artist that would try to go mainstream. I really would like to keep everything to myself and just spread it, you know, especially with so many independent artists nowadays. And, you know, it's like, if you do it the right way, you can really blow up on your own.
So mainly you do want to keep the independent route?
I would like to. Yeah, as of right now, I would like to. I haven't really had any mindset or objectives to try to go to the big labels.
So basically, like, so let's say time passes, it's 5 years, 10 years from now, and you sit back and look at this video, and let's say that you reach the goals, what would you want to take away from that?
By that point, I think I would.
Like, let's say like you've reached the, not the, like you can call it the zenith. Let's say you reached each, you know, goal that you wanted to do, like money wise or notoriety, venues, the sales. You know, what? Let's say you look back at this at 2030 or something, and you actually like got to where you are. Like, how do you want to feel from the older you looking at the younger you that your statements were made?
I would definitely be glad of everything I did up until that, because I plan on taking this as far as I can. I don't plan on stopping. I have no intention of stopping. And by that point, I definitely feel confident in saying that I feel like I would have done most of what I can. And in some sort of aspect, I'll always stay in the music related thing. Whether it's just me, you know, only working on beats at a certain point in time, you know, only, you know, helping the next generation, help make beats for them, something of the sort. But I would definitely say by that point, I could say that I've done everything that I want.
All right, so I know, you know, we featured a few of your songs on the station Sunday. What are you going to be releasing next?
It's either going to be. I have a few songs I'm actually trying to decide between because I think they're all so good. I'm having a hard time deciding. But I would say it's definitely either going to release at the end of October, maybe on Halloween, maybe a week before Halloween. But I have a song called Savage that I was thinking about releasing. I'm also going to be releasing a new EDM song here soon as well. That's definitely coming out within, I'd say, the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, now what you're thinking about releasing Savage, can you give us an insight on what that would be about?
It's more so, I guess more so people, I guess pretty much me being tired of, I guess, the perception that some people may have. Me pretty much trying to, you know, I'm focusing on myself and trying to improve myself, be a better person, focus on my music and get it where I want to go. Meanwhile, you know, also trying to deal with, I guess, as an artist, artists don't like to really talk about it, but they often don't really like to talk about the perception of how other people look at it. And it's more so me understanding that and also knowing that regardless of what anybody thinks of me, I'm going to be able to do what I have to do and get myself in the place.
Okay, now I know you said you had the title track, Savage. What would be the title of your newest album?
It's called If Only You Were Here.
Okay. And does that have any backstory to it for the name?
Yeah, I also will have a song on the album with the same name. It's more so, I guess, more so grabbing from older feelings of, I guess, people mistreating me or, dealing with depression or, just really negative thoughts. It's more so of a song pretty much, I guess I could say, wanting to let everybody know how I have felt in the past. I'm past, those days now, but I really like to pull from older thoughts and just give, and for the people on the outside looking in, I like to give them a real deep down emotion of where I feel, and I hope my songs help those same people that are going through